think it's pretty obvious that everyone out there is just on a hunt for happiness. I mean, if we were given a list of things to achieve in life, it'd be stuff like to own a nice car, to live in a big house, to have a successful career. I mean, all of these things all result in the same goal, to be happy. So everything we ever do is aimed towards being happy. I mean, who wouldn't want to be happy? It's proven that happy people live longer, they live healthier, and even have better relationships as well. But here's the thing. Why are there so many miserable people on earth today? I mean, our lifestyles are better than ever, but it seems like the more gadgets we own, the more miserable we feel. The more improved telecommunications are, the lonelier we are. For a very long time, like most people, I thought that we can only be happy for a reason. But then I realized that happiness is actually so simple that we miss it. In this materialistic and superficial day and age, how can we truly feel happy from the inside? Here are some secrets from people who are truly happy from the inside that I'm going to share with you guys today. Few of us ever live in the present, or forever anticipating what is to come or what is gone. So many of us miss the opportunity to be happy because we live in a I'll be happy when attitude. I'll be happy when my exams finish. I'll be happy when I get a good career. I'll be happy when I can afford a car. I'll be happy when I can buy a nice house. I'll be happy when I can find my soulmate. I'll be happy if I win the lottery. I'll be happy if my dreams come true. And the list goes on. For example, a man could earn £50,000 a year. He gets promoted and his salary upgrades to £70,000 a year. So of course he'll be happy, but just give him a little bit of time for him to get used to spending that amount. And then pretty soon it won't be special to him anymore and he'll need more to be happy. And I'm sure we've all seen in papers these rich celebrities who seem to have it all: looks, wealth, fame, status, who get lost in drugs, alcohol, and rehab. Everybody just seems to be too busy looking at these flashy things that these celebrities own rather than realizing the hurt that goes on behind these lives. So it turns out that money doesn't always come with happiness, at least with long-term happiness. So realize that happiness isn't dependent on getting what you want. We keep working because to us, what we have just never seems enough, so we're constantly working to secure ourselves. Happiness can only be now because it's the only time that really truly exists. Everybody only has a certain amount of time on earth, and we don't realize that we can disappear any minute. I mean, when I look at sunset, I realize that tomorrow will always come, but we never get today again. Live in the moment, don't wait for the future to be happy. After all, you have no control over it, so don't miss this moment. Self-pity feels like your best friend, but it's actually your worst enemy. Not only does it not help the situation one bit, it only leaves you bringing yourself down and others around you. So let go of the past and free yourself. Don't make yourself a victim. Now, a victim is someone who believes the past is more powerful than the present, and they blame the way they are or the way things are happening in their lives to the people around them. And I don't realize that through their complaining, through their blaming, or through their shame, they are actually responsible for their own unhappiness. It's pointless to hold on to emotions that's holding you back. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It takes up a lot of energy, but it actually doesn't get you anywhere. So focus your energy on solution, the lesson you learned, and on accepting things, and you can help to move your life forward. Your future has no room for the past. It's just pointless to get stuck in a moment of your life that's past, that cannot be changed. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Even if you've had a bad beginning, it doesn't mean you can't have a good finish. The mind is a place of its own, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. So apparently we go through 60,000 thoughts a day. 80% of it is negative, so we're really cynical. And science tells us that we've always been this way because our ancestors just always had to stay alert for bad things to happen to them. If they were too comfortable or too relaxed, the higher the chance they'll get mauled to death by some animal. But here's the thing. Has it ever occurred to you that your thoughts aren't always true? In fact, very often they lie to you. You don't believe everything you hear from people around you. You don't believe everything you see on television. You don't believe everything you hear on the radio, or you don't believe everything you see in magazines thanks to Photoshop and special effects. So what makes you think that your mind can be completely trusted on? So question your thoughts. Suffering comes from believing your thoughts. For every dilemma I've ever gotten myself into, None of the situations ever ended up as bad as I imagined in my head. They just turned out to be false illusions that I let myself be tormented upon. So sometimes your thoughts may tell you that you're ugly, or you're worthless, or that you're stupid. That doesn't mean it's the truth. There's a story about a grandfather telling his grandson about the battle that goes on within people. He says within all of us, we have two wolves that live inside of us. One wolf is called unhappiness, and that's the resentment, the bitterness, and the jealousy. And then there's one wolf called happiness, and that's the joy, love, kindness, and compassion. And every day these wolves are constantly battling. So the grandson asks the grandfather, which one of these wins the fight? And the grandfather answers, the one you feed. People just focus too much on how they feel rather than how they should think. And you gotta be careful because your thoughts become your words become your actions, and your actions become habits, your habit becomes character, and your character becomes your destiny. Too often we focus on what we don't have rather than what we do have, and it can be so easy to take everybody and everything for granted. So how much of your day do you spend focused on your problems rather than gratitude? So you think there's nothing to be thankful for? You are wrong. The next time you have a bad day at work, think of the man who's been out of work for a year. The next time you're stuck in traffic, think of areas in the world where automobiles are unheard of, and a simple task like getting water could require miles and miles of walking under a hot blazing sun. The next time you feel lost and you don't know where you're going in life, then think about the people who were short-lived and didn't have the chance to think about what they wanted to do with their lives. The next time you're going through a breakup, think about the people in the world who are incapable of being loved or loving others. The next time you're a victim of loneliness or judgment, it could be worse. You could be that person. I am obsessed with spending my days counting my blessings, big or small. It makes a big difference in life when you just act out of gratitude and appreciation. The media is constantly trying to tell us that we're not happy, whether it's how we look or what we have. They try their best to make sure that we're not satisfied. Why else do you think they would spend millions and millions of dollars on advertising strategies? Frankly, we're not the ugly ones. It's society that's ugly. The next time you look at your reflection in the mirror, instead of looking out for flaws like bumps and fine lines, look beyond these external factors. So when I look at the mirror, I tell myself, Lindy, you flew halfway across the globe to start your own company. I'm really proud of you. Lindy, you make videos to help people to strive to accept themselves a little bit more. I'm proud of you. Feel compassion for yourself. When I look at the mirror, I see eyes of love staring back at me. I see eyes that look for the beauty and goodness in other people and myself. Rather than just focusing on physical features, I focus on the beauty within myself. And from that alone, I feel so much more beautiful. Many people are misunderstood. They think their purpose is within their profession, but the truth is, it's actually a lot more simpler and bigger than that. Having purpose is when you're able to do what's meaningful to you. Some people say their purpose is to be a great mother, a great teacher, a great musician. So I realized my purpose is to inspire, share lots of love and happiness, know God, and glorify Him. Inspiration is what drives you to go out there and persevere. It gives you courage. So follow your bliss and do something that gives you meaning and allows you to live in the moment. There's a lot of angry people today who are bitter due to the unkind treatment they've had in the past. If only they realize that kindness is actually a type of happiness that everybody is capable of doing. When we do something nice for other people, something about it just ignites a spark within us. And that's because it's within us to be good. The more you give, the more you will receive. There was a boy who wanted to suicide, and on that day he wanted to kill himself. He was about to cross this road when a lady in a car flashed for him to cross. That lady gave him the most beaming and most positive smile. That smile ignited something within him to realize this world can be that dark. And with something so little, it changed his mind by taking his own life. So give out and show acts of love. You can donate money to a charity, you can give blood, time, or love. You can compliment someone, encourage someone, help out a stranger or a loved one. Hug somebody. It really is that simple. Don't see kindness as a chore. Think of it as an opportunity to grow. I've had my fair share of unfair judgment from people who frankly didn't know me, who didn't want to make an effort to know me. And it really broke my heart to know that there's just so much darkness in these people. And it took me a really long time to learn not to fight with darkness. It's pointless to punch into the dark light. All you really gotta do is turn on the light. I really think that we can make life simpler and happier if we just mind our own business. but people just like to meddle into other people's business and make hurtful opinions and judgments. Sure, it's fine to gossip about other people, but when other people gossip about you, suddenly you think that you're the victim. But the good news is we can turn away from it any minute and it's never too late. So learn to control your mind. If you don't have anything good to say, then it's probably best if you don't say anything at all. You'd be surprised how much happier you'd be when you focus your energy on being positive rather than negative. You can be happy! Happiness is actually up to you. Everybody has the ability to be happy. Have you ever heard of the term pursuit of happiness? Well, apparently back then it didn't mean to achieve. Back then pursuit meant to practice. So practice happiness. When you're happy, nothing changes, but suddenly everything is different. Happy people tend to radiate warmth and light wherever they go. They just exude this positive energy around them. And I want to be like that. I want to wake up excited and thrilled to be on this adventure of life. Apparently, we learn best when we teach it. So teach the world what happiness is about